'Tis the season, Breech.
Hey, what is up, everybody?
Wow, here it is. After, I don't know, when did I pitch the idea? Like in July, I think?
Yep.
Something like that, yeah. What's going on, everyone? We're back again here, unlike on any other time. And you know what? I'm going to get this out of the way right now before we go on any further. There will be no talk of professional wrestling in this podcast. It'll come up from time to time because we're going to call some people up that, we may have hung out with in Miami this past April for WrestleMania. It'll come up casually, but we're not going to deliberately go into it. We're not going to address TLC. We're not going to address the Royal Rumble. None of that. This is, at least for the time being, once a year, we're going to do this, and it's just a change of pace, everyone. So if this doesn't sound like it's something for... Oh, and I forgot to add the little small detail. We're going to be consuming good amounts of alcohol in this podcast. So if this does not sound like it's for you, go ahead and click stop. Because I don't want to see the damn comments of people, oh, this is bullshit. You can leave your bullshit comment, actually, now that I think of it. Because by the time I look at it, I'm probably just going to sit back and laugh at it. But point is, this is not a wrestling podcast. This is just a podcast of us, kicking back, taking some shots, drinking some mixed drinks, calling up some people, having a good time, and it's all for the holidays, Steve.
Oh, you better believe it. This is the best time. I was sort of warned before we came in here to not act like an idiot when I come out, because we're going to go drive around looking at Christmas lights after this. Well, I won't be driving, but yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm pretty optimistic that I'm going to pass out.
Uh-oh.
If not, I'm going to force myself to, just go to sleep, because... I don't know, I'll probably pop in the Hulk Hogan DVD after this. That'll help me out. But I don't want to go out and see I'm going to be in. So whether I'm driving or not, I just don't. So, Steve, before I get our first guest here on the line, let's catch up here. It's been a while.
Are we supposed to be drinking already, or
What do you have?
I have a bottle of Malibu Red here that I've been saving for the last good little while, and this is Malibu made with Caribbean rum, tequila, and coconut liqueur. I don't have any Hawaiian punch in the house, so I sort of forgot to pick some up. So I have blueberry Gatorade.
Best of luck, Steve. Speaking of luck, I'm going to need some of that. Normally, I've not, occasionally, and I sit down, a shot or two, a mixed drink or two, and, with mixed drinks, it really tones it down, but I have not had tequila on a good amount basis, just really sit down and have some since, believe it or not, the day after SummerSlam 09. Or the day before SummerSlam 09, and I'll get to that story in a little while here, but I got some Salsa here, tequila, 40% alcohol, and I'm going to mix that with, what mixture did I get? Forgot. Squirt, which also breaks my streak of...
I haven't seen Squirt since the 80s.
Well, it's alive and kicking, and they changed the label, apparently. But hey, it's caffeine-free, so it won't affect me going to sleep. But that's what I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and let's get this thing started here, Steve. I'm going to make myself my drink here.
I'm uploading my first drink onto Tout right now. I'm gonna spike the viewership of Tout right now as we speak.
I don't know if people can hear that. Got that there, and all right. So, it smells like rubbing alcohol. Also got a shot glass here, which I have not used yet, believe it or not. The one I got on Miami Beach. So definitely stories can be told just by looking at that shot. That's like the whole thing. I stole that from Trish Stratus. I don't know if I've ever told that to you. I collect shot glasses from everywhere I go. then when the day comes that I have a bar, you know, a man cave, whatever you want to call it, in the house I'm gonna one day own, I'm gonna have a whole like shelf of shot glasses. I'm gonna say, pick a shot glass, take a shot here, and then pick that one. Oh, well, let me tell you a story about that one. But yeah, it's like every shot glass tells a story. But,
yeah, I remember us going around the CNN Center trying to find you one when we were waiting for the Monday night show in Atlanta.
Oh, I remember that. Mm-hmm. And I ended up buying one at the airport. I think I did.
Oh, okay. Right. I wasn't sure if you got one, and I'm glad you did.
All right, so I don't know. See, someone tells me we should just start off with a bang and take a shot right now.
Go for it. Oh, I already did. I'm already in. I did right after I said I was supposed to be drinking. I opened the bottle and I drank it. I've already uploaded it to Tout. Follow Stevie Breech on Tout, his first video in months.
Alright, mine's poured. Oh my god, I should have got a line. Oh wow. Alright, thumbs up. It's bitter. I mean, oh my god, occasionally, and I mean, you know, I sit down.
Uh-huh. Yo.
Ugh.
There it goes.
I need to take a swig of that drink because that straight sucks. Oh. Good Lord.
It's going to be a long night. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. So, I have a list of people we're going to call here, Steve, and I don't know who to with. I mean, at this point, it's what? 8:43 in the East Coast?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mr. Paz wants a warning. Like, he needs, like, time. He wants to be caught up to where we are. He wants me to text him.
What's he going to do? Prepare to rank it to our voices?
I don't know, man. He says, I want to drink. I'm going to text him now. You're on the list. That way he can be ready.
Oh, that doesn't work that way. I got Josh, or Molly, as you like to call her.
I love that dude. Yeah. I have screwed him over to the world of YouTube knows him by the wrong name.
Yeah, he tweeted me. He's like, so what time are you guys starting? I'm like, we'll start when we call you. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. Like, what's the spontaneous part of it? If you're prompted, okay, we are now calling you right now. Like, come on. Like, who knows? We're probably gonna call someone and they're like, chicken.
I want to call like Billy Gunn calling. Oh damn it! I just ruined it. Damn it! But that guy calling Luke up when he's making ramen.
Oh, yeah. See, what did he say? He was eating white trash food or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness! I'm quickly getting reminded why tequila is not to fuck around with. Ooh. That story I was going to tell you, Steve. All right, so it was a Saturday Access show for SummerSlam 09. The first Access of SummerSlam, which I was pumped. I was like, what? Coming off the heels of my first Access, first WrestleMania. And yeah, I'm already talking about wrestling. Oh, wow. But this is the story. So, long story short, we go through all the Access sessions on Saturday, come back to my aunt's house, and we're just chilling right there. You know, me and my cousin and his cousin from his side. Who's not related to me, but we went to SummerSlam anyways, or to Access. And there's a bottle of Casadores tequila on the top shelf, like right above the cabinet, actually. And I remember when my cousin's older brother left, he's like, I looked at him, I joked around because I knew it was his. I was like, don't be surprised that that's gone when you get back. And look, and I was expecting like, oh, you better not touch. He looks at me, he's like, go for it. I was like, okay, well, there's no point I'm gonna risk that yelling to not at least take one shot. So we take the bottle down. It has those those fancy lids that are like kind of like a plastic cone or tube that goes inside.
Yeah.
So we take it out, and I'm already. This guy doesn't drink, by the way. My cousin's cousin, whose name shall not be revealed because, believe it or not, I'm expecting him to be actually listening to this. And he does not drink. So I remember I took one shot. I was like, yes. That was good. Of course, that was one of the last times I'll ever hear myself say that about tequila. And I remember looking at it, I was like, come on, just one. And then at one point I was like, okay, I remember when people try to do this to me, and I remember I was so pissed because it's like, hey, I'm gonna drink. You're not gonna make me drink. So I was like, I quickly backed off. But before I did, he was like, okay, what? I was like, really? All right. And I was like, all right, I don't want to turn you off to drinking for life. So here you go. Grab a lime, the salt, go nuts. And he's like contemplating it, and like his lips is already on the shot. Cause I'm no, that's not how it works. I'm like, you're gonna regret it if you take a little sip. Just down the whole thing. So he downs the first one. Next thing I know, I'm already starting with one. We go back and forth on shots. And at this point, we're feeling pretty good, you know? We're about halfway through the bottle. I kid you not. And this is my biggest regret. And it's not something I'm proud of. I'm not going to brag about it. Most of that bottle was killed by me. And that's something that I still regret. And I feel stupid for doing that. But the point is, we're killing this bottle. My cousin comes back. And we're almost done. And he's just like, whoa, you weren't kidding. And I was like, yeah, you're telling me. At this point, I don't know what happened, but I guess we were playing hot potato with the bottle to the point where it just kept getting passed back and forth between me and him. And before we knew it, it was gone. And I was still taking swigs out of a mixed squirt bottle, which is pretty much, I think, the exact one I have right now. And I was gone. I remember I went to sleep with my head was just, you know, when you're drunk and you can move your head side to side and you bobble your head and you're just like, holy shit, this is a trip. So I went to sleep, and next thing I knew, I woke up with the biggest hangover of my life. I don't know. I guess I just forgot. I usually drink water before I go to bed, you know, just to really.
Yeah, get that piece of bread in there, and you gotta.
Yeah, or a piece of beef jerky here and there. You know, whatever you can get, some protein to sober you up. Point is, I did not do that. I woke up, I felt like shit, I vomited, I laid in bed till, God, I want to say like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, because I woke up at 11. I walked around, I was like, okay, this is not happening. So I went back upstairs, went to sleep. I woke up around 3:30. And I remember, you can tell we drank most of it because he was like, whatever, because I guess he acted earlier before I did. And I just remember what happened. And he's just like, well, that bottle.
That bottle.
I was like, oh, God. And I remember we ordered pizza. I was trying to watch SummerSlam. I was just like, thank God I did not go to that show, or else I would have been dying at the Staples Center. But anyways, that's the last time I drank it on the.
That was the year that you went to Access, but you didn't go to SummerSlam, right? If my years are right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He wanted to go to the show, and I was like, dude, we're gonna show up. The box office lady already warned us. Get here at 7 a.m. or else you're pretty much shit out of luck. So I did not want to do that. But yeah, it's just man. And other things, I don't know if you saw my upload I put yesterday. I asked the people to submit us some questions, non-wrestling related.
Yeah, I did see that. Well, honestly, I saw it, but I guess I wasn't paying good enough attention because I thought you were doing your own personal question and answer. Like I didn't know it was for us.
Oh no, yeah, it's for us here, and oh wow, 80 comments. Should be good. So I think let's go over a few now while we're still for the most part sober, and then we'll go on. As we come along here. I'm gonna go from the bottom. That way I can, address the people that answered it first. You can go first on this one, Steve, if you like, while I take some more swigs out of this drink.
All right.
What is your guys' most memorable moment? That was asked by Wrestling Machine 28.
Our moment?
Yeah, your guys' most memorable moment in high school.
Oh, I apologize. My most memorable moment in high school. I don't know. I don't like to look back on my high school career, well, it's not a career, but like I don't like to look on it as like a lot of people see like that's the best time of my life. Right now, I think I'm living the best time of my life. But me and my friends, well, it wasn't just one moment, but on the weekends, we used to do this practical joke that we used to call taping. And I've been trying to find a way to make this a YouTube video to explain the way we do this, but it's hard to do with one person. You honestly need 3 people. But we used to hide up on this corner, and we used to take 2 cans, and we used to wrap duct tape around one can, stretched out the length of a street, not a whole street, but a lane in the street. We used to stretch it out, and you tape the other can to the other side. So if you can imagine, there's one can with tape stretched across the road, sticky side up, and then another can on the other side. And when a car comes down to a 3-way stop, In our three-way step, we used a stoplight, and they would hit the tape, which would make the tape stick to the tires, and then immediately they would stop. So they wouldn't hear anything right off the bat that'd be that bad. But once the light would turn green and they would start going, the two cans would hit the ground, and it'd go clunk, 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 and as they went faster, they'd get louder and louder.
Bastard.
Yeah, to the point where they thought they had a flat tire, so they would pull over, and they'd be looking at their car, and they wouldn't know what the hell it was, and high schoolers and a little bit older, or sorry, a little bit younger people caught on to it, and they would chase us, and all sorts of stuff, but that's probably what I remember about high school more than anything. I mean, that's probably the best time from high school I ever had, was doing stuff like that.
Oh man, it's hard to say, because to be perfectly honest, if I can go back in high school, and I know it's kind of weird, it surprises people when I say this, but if I can go back to high school, I do it again. Damn it, I had a blast in high school. But man, I'm trying to, like, because I think it's for, like, other things I can say was my best moment, but I want something good to give to people out here. So I don't think this will necessarily be my favorite or my best moment, but it's a good story. It's a good story. Oh no, I don't want to say that one. I just thought of one, but I was like, no, wait. I'm trying to think one actually that's embarrassing for me. That would be funny. What's an embarrassing one? That's weak. I was thinking about the time I got gum stuck on my jersey. That's a lame one. I would probably have to say one that I'm able to say, or one that I'm able to at least say on here, probably sophomore year. The first year I took culinary arts class, and I never in my wildest dreams thought, and it's one thing to get a food fight going in a cafeteria, because it's a big building, you got a lot of targets, but when it's in a closed six kitchen classroom, and at that point it's everybody against everybody. The teacher's outnumbered, so it's odds are in your favor. When that happened, I should back up. How did it start? I still remember what we were doing. We were making egg rolls with fried rice. This was our final, so to speak, for the first semester. It was in December. So this was December 2003. And, I knew it was going to be a good month, because that's the month Goldberg lost the world title. But anyways, how did it start here? Okay, so we're making the egg rolls, right?
Uh-huh.
And somebody, I guess, thought that it was really funny to keep poking the bear, so to speak, because some guy openly said, and I don't know why he did this, I think he was just asking to get annoyed, that he hates egg. He just hates egg. He hates the thought of egg. He hates the smell of egg. He just hates everything to do about egg. And, we chopped some egg up, of course, to put in the fried rice. And long story short, the person thought, you know what? Let's see how grossed out he gets if we throw a bunch of egg at him. Is he going to throw it back? Is he going to bark? Is he going to yell? What is he going to do? So let's see what happens. And I'm watching the whole thing going, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be the guy who stops in and intervenes on something that could be potentially fun for the whole class. Thank God I didn't, by the way. And I don't want to be also the guy that gets in the middle in case this guy tries throwing blows, because they're both guys. So I'm like, I'll just pretend like I didn't see anything happen. So get one of those long wooden spoons, and they just put, like, egg on it. And they just fling it, like a catapult almost. And the guy was turning his back to that because he was cooking. And the next thing you know, the egg lands smack dab on his neck. And it almost, I swear to God, if it was any thicker, it would have made a smacking sound with how good of impact it made. It was a good shot, by the way. Credit to them. So it hit him, and he grabs it, or he touches it with one hand, not even turning around. He's like, looks down, and he's just like, who the fuck threw this? And he turns around, and everyone's giggling, but the two guys, with no shame, they hold their hand with the wooden spoon in hand, like, it would be us. And what happens next? Eggs fly everywhere. And at this point, I'm like, holy shit, this is happening. Like, you think you'd say that when other things happen, but this is a fucking food fight going on in front of me. I was like, there is no way I'm not going to take part of this, because at this point, you know who to blame, and if anything happens, we know who's going to get the points. I start flinging food. The thing that sucked, though, is I probably should have remembered I was wearing I think it was my Philip Buchanan jersey from the Raiders. and it was a white one to top it off.
They did you a favor.
Huh?
I said they did you a favor.
I guess so. And I still have that jersey, by the way, believe it or not. But anyways, I get some soy sauce on my jersey, got shit all over my face. It was a mess. And then by the time the teacher came in, I should have probably mentioned this. She was not even in the classroom. She stepped out, and she had like a TA, so to speak, but this TA really didn't give a shit. She was a junior just looking to get her easy credit, you know what I mean? So she was not paying any attention. Of course, what was she going to do? Get in there and go against 35 other people? So she didn't do anything. Teacher comes in, starts yelling up a storm. I kid you not. She's on there ranting, like there's no tomorrow. And the food fight continued for like another 6-7 solid minutes. And you know what made it stop?
What happened?
We ran out of food. And it was, oh my God. I feel bad to this day because she's actually one of those teachers, those teachers that you have in high school where, like, they actually don't talk to you as a student. They just talk to you as a person. They're pretty cool with you.
Uh-huh.
So even to this day, I actually saw her at, where was it? I think it was, this community service thing we did for work. And she was there, and I saw her. I was like, hey, yeah, how's it going on? And, this and that. We caught up. And to this day, now that I'm telling you the story, I feel bad because poor girl, she didn't deserve it. But what got us in trouble was not only did we, do the whole food fight deal, but we emptied out we had 2 fridges. One of them had, I think it was the food that was for the next projects we're going to do. And then the other fridge was for her beginning class because we were her advanced class at that point. And by the way, what qualifies you for advanced cooking, even if it's your first term, as long as you check the box, yes, I've cooked before. I never understood that, but whatever. And we emptied out both fridges, and that's what got her in trouble. That was over, oh God, I don't even know, at least a couple $100 of food. Now, that's what really fucked us over, and oh my God, it was a mess, but it was worth it because it was fun. I never had a food fight in a classroom, never had a food fight in a school function. The only time I ever had a food fight was at a quinceañera, believe it or not. But other than that, I think it would be better if I started it. That would make the story better. But I just can't help but remember those guys waving their hand up with a wooden spoon in their hand. Like, like not even hiding it. Like, yeah, hey, I want the credit. That was me that made you piss right here. Probably my most memorable moment. At least one of them. There's another one, but I'll keep that between the Skype calls some other time, Steve. Next question. Do you enjoy strip clubs? That's an easy one for you, Steve.
I've never been to one. I've never thought that it was worth my money to go in there. I've never been enticed to go.
I personally have. This is asked by Lenker Rocks, whatever that is. I've been to a strip club 4 times, and the first time was fun in the sense that I was a new guy, and it's always fun when you take that one guy in the group that's never been to one just to see how they react. I think I did fairly good for first timer. I never thought in my wildest dreams, though. Don't ask why, but my cousin and I ended up going to this club, this strip club, with Raider jerseys because he told me this is not the strip club, especially on a Sunday night, where you have to go all with your finest threads and whatnot. It's just, trust me, you can go like that. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you're going like that, so you must be telling the truth. I never in my wildest dreams thought a girl would be dancing in front of me with a charger bolt tattoo on her ankle, looking at my shirt, stops her dance to criticize my shirt, and then goes to the other side as like, okay, I don't even want your money. I never thought I would see that, but that night it happened. And what was her name? I couldn't begin to remember her name. But I remember one thing, though. The first girl I ever got a dance from, her name was Iris. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that wasn't her real name, but that was her name, Iris. I still remember. And one of the fun things you have to do if you ever go to a strip club, for anyone that's going out there, is use a fake name. Because it's not, you can give your real name, but it's more fun when you hear your name for those dances called over the intercom, and it's like some cooked up name that's like, really? That's your name? Like, they don't even believe it when you give it to them at the front counter. Guess what name I use, Steve?
I just say Mr. Fuji.
Mr. Fuji, It starts with a W.
Wyatt? I have no clue.
Willis Chance.
There's no way in the world.
What?
There's no way in the world you're a Willis.
Well, the typical stereotype, you can kind of make your own assumption there of which two stereotypes each name has. So I figured that's the name I'm going to use. A really stupid name. Whenever I recall the first time going, if all else goes bad, at least I can look back and say, I had a pretty fucking funny name. And that's the name I use. And oh my God, my reaction. Willis Chance. Willis Chance. I was like, oh my God. That's me. And I think my cousin used what did he use? I think he used Lance, some like weird name. I remember when they called his name, he was just sitting there. I was like, dude. He's like, oh, that's me.
You forgot.
Yeah, you forgot. It was the funniest thing ever. But that was my story from my the first time I went to one. How did you come up with your YouTube name? That's just for me. Just 'cause my nickname's Yaya, and the freaking came with just times when I would do stuff and people would tell me that doesn't make sense. I don't know what else to tell you. I'll give this one to you, Steve.
Right.
What was the happiest day in your life?
Oh, easily the days my kids were born. I mean, that's by far the happiest I've ever been before. Just, and it's pretty sappy and pretty sad, but that's easily the best answer.
I was gonna say, Danielle might be listening to this, though,
No, I asked her if we could. I asked her. I said, "Hey,
"Hey,
it'd be cool if you came in the room and maybe embarrassed me and told some story." No, I was like, "Well, we can call you." No, all right, no, that's cool. Hey, that's all right. Thanks, buddy.
Like Luke. Thanks for playing. All right, let's see if we can get our first caller here on the line. By the way, I'm gonna need you to text me. Actually. Do you have your phone next to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you like calling people for real, or is it all over Skype?
Oh, this is for real.
Oh wow! I have no idea. Like Kevin, Mr. Man on Fire. No, he's not. I don't even think that's his name anymore. Whatever Kevin's name is, internet wise, he was asking me what's going on. I said all I know is to show up, not talk wrestling, and drink. That's my job for the night.
There you go.
You tell me what you need, and I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, I texted you too.
All right. Any more good questions over there?
Let me see. What NCAA team do you like?
Well, like it's different for football. I've always rooted for University of Tennessee, go Vols. But the last 5 years, maybe since Kiffin got the job, they've sucked hardcore. So I've just sort of lost interest for basketball. When the Arizona is always in the tournament, I always root for them pretty well. I mean, it's always pretty good when they're there. I think I fell in love with them the most when Mike Bibby was there. But that's about it. I
hate Arizona. That one year, I think I can't remember what year I really hated them. They took out a team I liked. The one thing I remember about Arizona, remember the year they had for point guard, I think his name was Salim Stoudemire?
Uh-huh.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I have no idea. I mean, he was somebody that really looked like he was a great, a guy that could go pro, and then just never turned up.
Yeah, he did go pro, but
he did? One of the one guys that I know a lot of guys go to Duke, and they always look really good because they're always a well-polished team. The guys get drafted sort of high, and then they just fall off the face of the earth. Sort of like whatever his name, Trajan Langdon, or his name was. But, there was this point guard, and he was, the leader of Duke for, 2 years, and he got drafted by Dallas, and he had a real long last name, like Wojciechowski. And, I always thought he was going to be a good pro, and that was my way to see what Bobby Hurley might have been like if he would have went to the Kings and didn't get injured. And that guy just fell off the face of the earth also. I was like, well, maybe it's better that Bobby got hurt.
Salim Stoudemire got drafted by the Hawks. He was done in 2008. Which was 3 years after he got drafted. And he was in the D League in 2010, so I don't know what happened with 2009. He's probably waiting for a team to call him. With the Idaho Stampede, and right now, actually, wow, that's not even right now. This was just 2010 to 2011 with the Reno Bighorns.
Huh.
Which, that's, poor guy.
I don't think. Well, I know that the Kings don't operate the whole team, but that's the team that the Kings send people to when they get sent to the D League.
Well,
Great players like Dante Green and Tyler Honeycutt have been sent there.
You know what? You know what? The only reason I would ever want to become a basketball player, just so I can have Marv Albert call my shots, and have what's his name? Bill Walton. That's unbelievable. Have him do one of those. I was listening to Frank Caliendo, the comedian.
Mm-hmm.
You ever hear his Bill Walton impression?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it had me dying. He did the what was the deal he was doing? He was doing mine's really bad, but he was doing something. What was the player? The guy from the Sonics with the. Oh yeah, he did a bit in that he's like, have you ever seen a player better than Deathless Shrimp? And I was like, what is that? And I was like, oh yeah, that's the guy with the hair.
Yeah, he looked like the dude from Street Fighter 2, the guy that was the Marine.
Kyle?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that.
I was like, who? And then I looked at it, I was like, oh my god. He does the whole bit like Bill Walton doesn't even know who he is, but he's amazed that he shoots threes. It's like, I don't know what country he's from. I don't know what he's about, but I will tell you this. Him shooting from beyond the arc is unbelievable. Red Roberts, watch out. I was like, wow. Oh man, they did this other one too where he I guess they did a benefit where it was this kid who he outlived his life. He was projected to have died a year before the meeting he had with them,
Mm-hmm.
and Bill Walton was there, and he thought Bill Walton was going to be like, well, why do you impersonate me? But he didn't really care, and Frank tells him, he's like, hello, Mr. Walton. He's like, good afternoon, Mr. Caliendo. How are you doing today? And he's like, isn't this a great day? It's the best day in... And he just pauses. He doesn't know what to say. And then Bill Walton looks at him. He's like, in the history of Western civilization, oh, yes. And then Frank Kelly's like, man, you just got this stuff written down, don't you? It's like, man, that must be so awesome to have him, like, just say all those Bill Walton-like things. And long story short, he ended up telling him, like, yeah, I know, I thought I would be taller too. And then Bill Walton give him like the biggest inadvertent guilt trip. He's like, in your mind, you are always a true giant. And he's just like, he felt like shit after that because he always impersonates the guy. But I thought it was like the funniest thing ever. It was like, there's a guy that you always impersonate, and he's making you feel like shit now.
But I always thought it was funny whenever Frank was on Fox football. Mm-hmm. On Sunday, and he'd always rip all the guys, and then like for the longest time you could tell that Howie got really mad and like he did not like it at all that he made him look like a total moron. And then all of a sudden it was like either like they told Howie like not Howie, it's Terry was the one that got more mad than anybody, but they either told Terry to like go along with the joke or like he started to get it, but then it was less funny after that, because I was always like, you'd burn Terry, and then you're like, oh, I can't wait till he goes back to the booth, and then all of a sudden, just one year, it was just like he got it, or he just didn't care anymore. It was like, oh, damn.
You remember when he roasted him in his, not technically roast, but like in his stand-up act, and he was like, Frank, how did they paint that 16 Chapel? Like, Leonardo DiCaprio. And I was like, what? And then you get it after a while, like, he makes him out to be like the biggest idiot, but hey, it can't be any worse than being George Bush in his act. He makes him like seem like the biggest idiot in the world, but oh man. Alright, and I'm going to get one thing ready here before we get our first caller on the line. I'll let you answer this question, Steve, while I get something ready here.
All right.
One Warrior Nation 91 wants to know, what are your thoughts on Lakers? Feel free to rant. Well, I'll be right back.
I hate the Lakers, but I secretly love Kobe Bryant. I think I always have and I always will. But for what happened in 2002 to my Sacramento Kings, I don't think I can ever forgive the Lakers, and the season that they're having right now is pretty enjoyable to see them keep losing over and over and over again. But the sad thing about how bad they are this year and how much they're losing is all they have to do is lock up that number 8 seed, and they're going to be a favorite in the West to win it all. Because the more this team plays together, the better they're going to be, and that's honestly what scares me. It's not like my Kings are going to the playoffs, so I don't really give a damn. At the same time, as much as I hate the Lakers, I hate the Kings right now. They've been my favorite team for my whole life, but they're gone. I mean, there's basically no other way to put it. And every day another story comes out about him moving to Virginia or to somewhere else, and that sort of sucks. That really ruins my whole life right now. But yeah, it'll all be over sooner than later. And if it happened a couple of years ago, I probably would have cried about it. I honestly probably would have if it happened 2 years ago. The Kings moved and they left us. But at this point, it's almost just going to be like it's a relief. And I'll know I'll be okay at the end of the day. And then I know that my city will suck forever, and that we will more than likely never get wrestling shows or any entertainment to come through here again, besides for Cat Williams running in and slapping people at Target and getting in high-speed pursuits down the street on his 3-wheeled motorcycle. That will probably be the most entertainment we get here.
There you go. Thoughts on the Lakers. Well, I mean the Kings. I mean the Lakers.
Everybody. Everybody got some there.
Wait, so he did that in Sacramento?
Yeah, I don't know. That happened like 2 days ago. They had to issue a warrant for his arrest.
Oh, wow. Who did he slap?
Some dude at Target. He just walked up to him and slapped him. The guy pulled out his phone and called the cops right after it happened. And then Target fired the guy because they said he was the one that was responsible for...
Getting slapped?
No, not getting slapped, but for leaking the footage to TMZ, the camera footage.
Hey, well, I'm sure they paid him a lot more than his year's salary for that.
Yeah, pretty much. I think he'd be all right. Plus, if he's working there right now, he's probably just part-time Christmas help, so probably doesn't matter in the long run.
Good point.